Hi, folks. Welcome to Giratina. Welcome to Sergeant Giratina's Rising Renegades for another live stream exclusive. Tonight, I like to direct everyone's attention to the. Hang on, hold on, folks. Hang on. Let me just get the mic volume back up. All right. Now, as you're tonight, let's get on to tonight's live stream exclusive. Now, let me get this up and running. Here we go. Excuse me. All right. Tonight, I like to talk about the John Wick's what Lionsgate and other companies are working on after John Wick Chapter 4 and the Continental. Tonight, we are looking at Tonight we will browse through here to look at, see here, Flicker Myth, Keanu Reeves to produce John Wick Chapter 4 spin-off series. Let's go there first. Hang on, folks. Hang on. Let me get this page right up. Give me a second here. Let's start off with this headline. Keanu Reeves to produce John Wick 4 spin-off series. Lionsgate continues to expand its John Wick universe with their latest venture, a TV series that will act as a direct continuation of the events of John Wick Chapter 4 and will be produced by Keanu Reeves and directed by Chad Stahelski. According to Deadline, John Wick Under the High Table will pick up directly after the end of the $440 million grossing fourth installment, where the death of the titular character has left the world of the High Table in a tenuous position. A combination of newly created and existing characters will battle for supremacy in this new world order. Under the High Table will be written by Old Man co-creator Robert Levin. Keanu Reeves will executive produce and reportedly be very hands-on the development of the series, but he will not star in the show. Yeah, it's a pity, but for now he's looking to respect the outcome of the fourth film, as well as get himself a rest as well as getting enough rest from doing all those stunts out there. I mean, I love that fourth film. Way awesome. Now, let's continue. Chad Stahelski, who has helmed each installment of the billion-dollar grossing franchise, will direct the pilot episode. That's quite awesome, guys. Yeah. Chapter 4 has made the entire John Wick franchise a billion-dollar franchise, which is awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Really awesome. Now, let's keep it going. Yep. The duo have already returned to the world of John Wick this year, with Stahelski stepping in to direct more action sequences for the Ana de Armas headline spin-off Ballerina, which also features Reeves in a cameo appearance. The film has been delayed until Stahelski signed a deal earlier to become the creative director for Lionsgate's John Wick universe, which will include more spin-off series, video games, and a fifth feature film, which we don't know yet. Let us know what you think of this news and whether you're excited about returning to the world of John Wick by heading to our social channels. Yeah, even if you do a fifth film, you got to make sure you keep these godforsaken focus groups away from getting a hold of control of the franchise, as they've done with stuff that's under Disney, WB, Paramount, and Sony, and including Amazon's umbrellas. as well as part of Netflix's umbrellas as well. Wow. Man, I tell you, folks, it's really not that simple. Making sure you keep all, well, so far, while there's no telling whether a fifth film will feature the return of Keanu Reeves as John Wick, one thing's for sure is as long as if he does not come back as a somehow still alive or resurrected John Wick, his movie franchise will still be kept safe from being ultimately destroyed, as we've seen going on in other franchises since the early '80s. Yeah, and as well as the cowboys genre in the '60s. Yeah, it's quite a lot to ingest. But now we need to take a look at more of the headlines that are here. Let's take a look at what what India Today has to say. Let's take a look at India Today. All right, let me just get this. Hang on. All right. Take a look, fellas. John Wick Chapter 4 spin-off series Under the High Table starts production. Updated 2 minutes ago. The highly anticipated series Under the High Table is set in the John Wick universe, has officially begun production. This new chapter aims to expand the already rich and intricate world of John Wick. Intricate, yeah, that's a good word to remember. Focusing on the aftermath of Wick's departure and the resulting power vacuum. Oh, yeah, definitely an aftermath. The official synopsis for the Under the High Table hints at a world in turmoil. John Wick has left the world of the High Table in a tenuous position, and new characters will look to make a name for themselves, while some franchise stalwarts remain committed to the old world order. The series will most likely merge new elements with familiar faces, pushing the narrative into uncharted territories. Robert Levin, acclaimed for his work on The Old Man, is set to write and direct the series. Levin brings his unique vision and storytelling expertise to the project, promising a fresh yet faithful addition to the beloved franchise. Well, that is, if Levin can be trusted, as well as making sure that the studio does not end up heavily dominated under BlackRock and Vanguard's influence. After all, it's hard to find people to trust these days in Hollywood, even Canadian related stuff. Levin will also serve as an executive producer alongside franchise veterans Keanu Reeves, Chad Stahelski, and Thunder Road Films. Stahelski, a pivotal figure in the John Wick universe, is slated to direct the pilot episode. Known for his dynamic and innovative action sequences, Stahelski's involvement ensures that the series will maintain the high octane intensity that fans have come to expect. And God, I hope so. Yeah, it better. And it better not have any woke elements in it as well. Yeah. Hang on, folks. All right. While Keanu is not currently expected to reprise his iconic role as John Wick, his influence on the series remains significant. And pray to God it does. Reeves is deeply involved in the project, contributing to its development in a hands-on capacity. This continuity ensures that the essence of John Wick will be woven into the fabric of the new series. Under the High Table will be the second series set in the John Wick universe following the Continental from the world of John Wick. With an intriguing premise and a talented creative team at the helm, Under the High Table is poised to be a compelling addition to the franchise, promising to captivate both new viewers, and longtime fans alike. And we shall see. Believe me, folks, and the reason why I am keeping my fingers crossed is because of what became of that Borderlands movie. I mean, my God, starting off with a 0% critic score rating, and it's also getting hit by the fans really hard as well, all because they fucked up the casting. And pardon me for my language, guys, but wow, just wow. I can't believe, for having filmed the thing for just like Civil War, you had this thing filmed for over 4 years, 4 years ago, and you haven't even bothered to release it. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, folks. I'm just. Wow. Excuse me here. Excuse me while I get this out. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder that it's runs slower than on YouTube, that you have to catch. It's a few seconds to catch up to StreamYard. No doubt in my mind. Now, let's get back to where we were. Let's continue reading the rest of these articles, shall we? Make sure they're safe. Wow. ABC News. Yeah. Let me look. Let me get this up. All right, let's get reading, folks. John Wick sequel series in the works with Keanu Reeves executive producing. John Wick franchise includes 4 blockbuster films. Huh. Excuse me, guys. Can't have that. The John Wick franchise, which stars one of Hollywood's most recognizable hitmen, will be coming to the small screen for more action in the form of a television series. The follow-up series, John Wick Under the High Table, is in the works at Lionsgate Television. Good Morning America has confirmed. And trust me, I cannot trust Good Morning America on everything either. I'm only reading this because it's quite a big thing to chase for. Director Chad Stahelski will be directing the pilot, leading the same team that brought audiences the massively popular John Wick franchise. Stahelski is also on board to executive produce alongside John Wick star Keanu Reeves, Basil Iwanek, and Erica Lee of Thunder Road. The Old Man's Robert Levin is slated to write and showrun the series. I still don't get I'm not familiar with Robert Levin, but who knows? The new series plans to resume action immediately following John Wick Chapter 4 release in 2023. The series plans to feature classic characters who are common names in the 4 John Wick films while introducing new characters to fans of the Hitman series. The John Wick franchise includes 4 movies in total: John Wick, John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and John Wick Chapter 4. Wow. Yeah. All 4 movies in total made $1 billion in total. The 4 John Wick films star the Matrix actor Keanu Reeves as the lone wolf hitman. Yeah, lone wolf. Yep, delivering vengeance at a price. An upcoming spinoff, Ballerina. Ballerina stars Ana de Armas. A prequel series, The Continental from the world of John Wick, hit Peacock in 2023. It's a fun character to be able to have that John Wick kind of thing, Reeves told Good Morning America in an interview that aired in 2023 about playing the titular assassin, famous for being relentless and unstoppable. But I don't know that I don't but I don't take that home with me, he added. Indeed. Wow. Let's keep this going, guys. Yeah. I like to keep my. Yeah, I don't want to get too. All right. Well, now let's keep it up. All right. Here we are. Every upcoming John Wick movie and spin-off explained here at Screen Rant. And please forgive me if I'm using something that. Well, let's just look at what we can see. John Wick Chapter 4 continued this. Hang on, folks. Hang on. All right. John Wick Chapter 4 continued the story beyond the trilogy. And there are multiple John Wick spin offs planned. John Wick caught the world unexpectedly in 2014, contending with a relatively modest budget and marketing presence, especially for a Keanu Reeves movie. John Wick premiered with a solid box office and had impressive reviews, but it was the word of mouth that ensured the assassin turned dog lover became Reeves' most recognizable performance since unplugging from The Matrix. 2017's Chapter 2 of John Wick brought even greater fortune and having defied expectations twice. John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum continued that same positive trend, cementing Wick as the face of a bona fide Hollywood IP. With no intention to stop a trilogy, Lionsgate continued denying John Wick his well-earned retirement and released John Wick Chapter 4 in March 2023. Yeah, it's quite fun. Sorry if I had this thing in the wrong position. John Wick has already balanced into spin-offs with the 70s based The Continental, but now that John Wick is 6 feet under, further John Wick spin-off movies and shows are in development. And here's a list of them of what to expect from them. Just get this thing. There. You take a look, folks. Every upcoming John Wick movie or spin-off. First off, John Wick Chapter 5, which status is delayed. But who knows if it will get made. Only way for that to happen is for you to bring John Wick back from the dead or pull off some kind of a twist where he survives. Oh, and look at this. And Ballerina in development. And take a look at this. Sophia spinoff, rumored, which would star Holly Berry. Yep, everyone's favorite hot actress of, well, never mind, that we all admired since the 2000s. John Wick TV show, which its status is confirmed. Probably an anime, so no doubt. And then there's John Wick and Nobody crossover. Huh? I think they're talking about, yeah, I think Mr. Nobody from from the fourth movie. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Unless it's from a different movie. Now, Here's Chapter 5. Writing for John Wick Chapter 5 has resumed following the conclusion of the WGA strike. The next of the 4 upcoming John Wick spin-offs is the sequential sequel to John Wick Chapter 4. Due to the success of Chapter 5 was promptly announced in August 2020, well before the intervening installment had even started filming. Such a long-term vision is a pretty strong indication of Lionsgate's belief in John Wick's franchise potential. The initial intention was to save money by filming John Wick Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 back-to-back, but that plan was nixed in March 2021, likely as a knock-on effect of COVID-19 delays. There's no word on when John Wick Chapter 5 will begin filming, let alone when it will be released. The biggest news... Yeah, and you can tell why. The biggest news is that John Wick dies at the end of John Wick 4, hinting that the 4th and 5th John Wick movies were whittled down to one action-packed sequel. However, a sequel is set up with Akira Rina Sawayama vowing to avenge her father's death at the hands of Caine, Donnie Yen, as revealed in the post-credit scenes. This indicates that Akira will be the protagonist going forward, though Reeves could appear in flashbacks. Yes, he could. John Wick's death at the end of the forequel has seriously prompted the question of how many John Wick movies there will be. However, Lionsgate is still going ahead with John Wick. The actor himself has intimated that John Wick could continue murdering folks with stationery for as long as the franchise remains successful and creatively fulfilling, meaning John Wick Chapter 5 won't necessarily mark the main story's conclusion. In addition, there are several John Wick spin-off shows in the making that could feature the character too. Sorry, folks, that was high pitch. Man, I never read this much. Well, I don't think. Yeah. Ballerina, a female-led John Wick spinoff, releasing in June 2025. Since John Wick died in the forequel, these spinoffs are crucial to the continuation of the series. Also in 2017, reports of a female-fronted John Wick spinoff, Ballerina, emerged. Wow, 2017. Wow. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Ballerina began as a spec script, which Lionsgate then purchased. The project went quiet until Chapter 3 was introduced Angelica Houston as the director, the head of the Ruscaroma crime syndicate that adopted John Wick as a child. Houston's character trains young orphans in the diverse arts of ballet and assassination, and Ballerina's protagonist is one of her group. And here's the casting, guys. Feel free to comment and take a look. Yeah, it's quite impressive. I mean, such a lot to go through. Man, gotta makes you want to wonder, guys. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's kind of enigmatic too. Very enigmatic. I mean, look at all this. Len Wiseman, Underworld Live Free or Die Hard, is attached to direct, while Ana de Armas is in the lead role, following her head-turning performance in No Time to Die. Ballerina is led lead is an orphaned assassin seeking vengeance against those who kill their parents, a description that supports the theory she's one of the director's gang, and suggests the John Wick spinoff will honor the franchise's established tone and style. Angelica Houston will reprise her role from Chapter 3, and since Ballerina appears in set before Wick's death, Keanu Reeves can feature in Ballerina too. Wow. And look at this. Well, never mind that. Never mind. This will definitely be R-rated, folks. Now here we go. The Sophia spinoff. A John Wick spinoff featuring Sophia Al-Azwar has been rumored. Man, this is something else, guys. Though there will only be 5 John Wick movies, plenty of spin-off series can fill the void. One of these is rumored to focus on one of Halle Berry's greatest roles, Sophia Al-Azwar. While she wasn't in John Wick 4, Sophia was a key character in the third installment, assisting Wick while he was on the run from the High Table. Berry herself recently confirmed that something is in the works for Sophia in an interview with IGN. The actress stated there could possibly be a Sophia, her own movie. She might not be in John Wick, but she might be doing her own thingy thing. Wow. Wow. Whether it's a spin-off television series or a movie of her own, the prospect is exciting. Berry recently had a canceled spin-off after her fallen character Jinx from Die Another Day. Wow, I didn't even notice. She was expecting her own spin-off for her own character Jinx. Well, can't go de-aging her now. It's kind of late for that. Berry was understandably upset, as it would have been a first for a Bond girl to receive that kind of attention. Yeah, attention too. She was definitely sexy hot. I'll give you guys that. Wow. As of now, there is no information regarding a potential Sophia John Wick spinoff, as it doesn't seem as though the project is currently in development. That means there are no release dates or story details. However, Berry hints could eventually come to fruition. Man, wow. Let's keep this up. A confirmed John Wick TV show. Lionsgate confirmed that a John Wick TV spinoff TV show is in the works. Man, wow. Let's keep it going. Lionsgate Vice Chairman Michael Burns confirmed on March 2024 that a TV series set in John Wick's universe is on the way, though little was revealed about what the focus of this series would be. Burns stated in Q&A via Screen Rant that Lionsgate would be expanding one of our great action franchises starring Keanu Reeves, going on to say that he thinks it will be a television series. While this confirmation that a John Wick TV series is in early stages of conception, Burns' use of the word think indicates that this is far from a done deal. While this is confirmation that a John Wick TV series is in the early stages of conceptualization, Burns' use of the word think indicates that this is far from a done deal. Therefore, it's likely to be a while before any concrete details about the spin-off are made public. All right. Rumored John Wick spin-offs. Several other John Wick spin-offs have been rumored. There are a number of other rumors about John Wick spin-offs, all of which have massive potential. A crossover between John Wick and Atomic Blonde. What the? Seriously? Are you kidding? Isn't Atomic Blonde set during the Cold War or something? I mean, what is this? It was teased by director David Leitch in 2017. Seriously. Wasn't the Atomic Blonde movie set in the Cold War era? John Wick is set in today's era. Liet co-directed the first John Wick movie before moving on to bigger budget movies like Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw, and Bullet Train, but he could return to the world of John Wick. When asked about the possibility, the filmmaker mentioned, laugh, it would be great. I get this question once in a while, and I think it's just more their time period lines. I would absolutely do it. Yeah, do it. Wow. Wow. Two other John Wick spin off ideas have been thrown around by franchise producer Erica Lee, the first of which is a spin off following Lawrence Fishburne's Bowery King. Lee said of the Bowery King, wow. Am I on a roll or what? Yeah, I think the world of the Bowery King and the Bowery is something that we're really interested in exploring more of. He sort of runs the underground, and it's such an interesting world. How does he get the guns and the boats? He shows up everywhere. He's the leader. He has homeless running the streets and information through pigeons. Yeah, he sure does. He's a pigeon man of a messenger man. All hail the king. He's the leader. He has home. Oh, sorry, guys. He he's low tech and analog in a digital world, and he knows everyone gets everywhere and gets everywhere. I think this has something that's really interesting to explore, and no doubt in my mind, 100%. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne has been best friends with Keanu since the Matrix movies. Lee also teased that Akira's quest to avenge her father's death might not be in John Wick 5, but in another John Wick spinoff, stating the character of Akira really pops in the movie, and I love the sort of see some further adventures with her character. There's a lot. There's a lot of characters in John Wick 4. John Wick 4, no doubt about that, and a lot of fan favorites from movies of the past. Hell yeah. There's definitely a lot of stuff we want to dig deeper into. That means that Donnie Yen's Caine would return in the movie too, paying off the John Wick Chapter 4 post-credit scene. If the Continental is a hit with Peacock subscribers, Season 2 will likely be greenlit. We will see. And it could lead to a number of other John Wick spin-offs set in different decades too. Wow. Wonder how many they could pull off. 10? That'd be interesting. Wow. Now, the Winston-led Continental has established itself outside of the mainline series. More John Wick spin-offs could happen without a key character being the connective tissue. Will there ever be a John Wick and nobody crossover? Oh boy. Wow. Man, I co-direct creator Derek Klostad has considered a possible John Wick and nobody crossover. Wow. I mean, really. Though the John Wick franchise will continue with different characters, it's possible that after John Wick's death in Chapter 4, he could appear in a crossover with Bob Odenkirk's Nobody, since Derek Kolstad created both John Wick and Nobody's Hutch Mansell. In an interview with the comic book movie. Oh God, my voice feels dry. Excuse me, folks. Comic book movie, yeah. Kolstad was reminded of the moment in the very first John Wick, in which Reeves says that nobody is John Wick. This inspired thought about a serious connection between the two films, their lead characters, and how they could intertwine. My oh my, wonder how that will happen. While this may not lead into a full-blown movie crossover that sees Hutch and Wick battling together, Kolstad mentioned that he was open to the idea of shared universes. Wow. Shared universes, huh? Yeesh. I always loved the idea of shared universes. I never really gave it much thought, but I also like the idea that these guys, that they exist in various universes that are detached, and yet if I did have them in the same universe, it would literally be like one holds the door open for the other and go like, hey man, or hey dude, and that's it. Wow. Man, I hope we seem to be almost done here, guys. A nobody crossover with the John Wick franchise is absolutely not confirmed. And while there are so many similarities between the two properties, the crossover is still unlikely, which I agree. And I wouldn't go too far with shared universes either. It's getting people annoyed. Even if Kolstad is at the helm of the film. John Wick series belongs to Lionsgate, whereas the Nobody franchise is owned by Universal. That means that for a crossover to happen, the two studios would have to come to some kind of agreement, which rarely happens. Wow. My, oh my. Oh, no. Excuse me. Wow, that was close. Woo! Man, that's a lot. Wow, that was a lot to read, guys. Man, I'd be real interested to check out these spin-offs as well as doing some reactions for them and to share my thoughts with you guys in the future. I do gotta tell you though, I would certainly not be up to the idea of shared universes, especially since many people online, including one of my fellow YouTubers who likes to, well, he's getting tired of them as well. And really, and I, just like I am, getting fed up with Warner Brothers and Wall Street for being so stubborn with their habit of constantly turning down Brainiac from being a villain in live-action Superman movies as well. But man, I really enjoyed the John Wick movies. God, it was so awesome, especially since people were getting, especially after that constant stab in the back in 2022 by Zaslav and Gunn. Man, I was so hyped up and invested in the John Wick franchise. I haven't seen the Continental, but I am totally up to doing watch along with you guys with at least 3 to 4 to 5 people on my panel if I can start getting the hang of being able to reach out to some folks who are able to show up, and because they're not always in the same time zone as me, guys. It will take a while, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I've done streaming. I have streamed for you all tonight because really I was so amazed by Keanu Reeves' performance in Chapter 4, and my God, did he kick some big fat ass! Whacking big ass thugs with nunchucks, taking on armored high table goons in serious straight up hand to hand combat, fighting a bunch of goons out in the streets of Paris in a roundabout, and best of all, that lighting every bastard up on fire with that dragon's breath gun everywhere in the abandoned tenement. God, I love that scene where he starts setting people on fire. And that stairs scene where he starts making his way up to the top. Wow. And then, wow, that end where he had that duel with Caine. Sheesh. and then taking out the marquee. Bing! Man, that was fun. Yeah. And I kind of gotta admit, some and who knows, as long as I'm not sure about the John Wick Chapter 5 film, but one thing's for sure is that even if he doesn't come back to life, that would definitely mean that zero chances of the woke totalitarian ideologues and focus groups ever getting the chance to barge their way in and ruin the IP like they've done with other IPs. Because much like Mario and Sonic IPs and other properties by Sega, Nintendo, and everything anime related out in Japan, including foreign movies and other indie movies, John Wick is so far one of the very IPs that have not been contaminated by DEI or ESG or anything woke related. Yeah, it's kind of why I like to get the Iron Man IP out of Disney, Marvel, and over to them, as well as getting the Superman, Supergirl, and Legion of Superhero IPs out of Warner Brothers and away from Apple and away from Disney over to Sony, mainly because I cannot stand those motherfucking asshole-minded fuckers constantly jerking around with us and trolling us like a bunch of shitheads and brats who think they can get away with doing everything they want with all that power and backup they've got. It pisses me off. And sometimes I wish we could start calling out those who refuse to call out WB for being the most corrupt studio in Hollywood, despite its collision with Disney at the behest of BlackRock and Vanguard shareholders. Because my biggest question of all is, why the fuck do we gotta keep treating these fucking animals with their big fat ass egos as gods instead of treating them like normal people like us? And because really, what good is money without reason? Not just truth, because truth ain't good enough in this kind of environment. I am definitely invested for John Wick. And I sure hope my friends out online on YouTube, my fellow YouTubers, my fellow duelies, and my fellow renegades are looking to take a shot at covering the John Wick story as well. For tonight, though, guys, I have to get going. And of course, Keanu Reeves is confirmed to be voicing Shadow, and I hope he really is. And I have been waiting months since the teaser for Paramount to get the official trailer that features our favorite characters from the Sega games out there. I mean, what the hell is taking so long? It really bores me out. And also, I wonder if, it really gets me bored out. For now, and I hope so. And if Keanu Reeves definitely does the voice of Shadow, God, I hope that if Paramount does go along with the Shadow Hedgehog series, they will at least make him a goddamn badass, kicking serious alien ass with John Wick style and not go fucking holding back over the stupid goddamn regime change that's been going on. Pardon myself, guys. It just irritates me to see that many of our favorite IPs are getting ruined by these animals at the studios. And I call them animals because they think they can get away with doing whatever they want, as long as they got our government institutions and these stinking focus groups and everything at their disposal. And believe me, folks, we will need to wait. We gotta wait and see on what other news that shit to come for us to tailwind on too. Anyway, I have to take off now. But please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe button if you've enjoyed watching this video to learn everything you need to know about the John Wick franchise. And I can tell some of you can't seem to bother to stay and leave a comment in the comment section on the right hand of your screens. But sure enough, I'm pretty confident that I will get some more Well, anyway, I need to go now, folks. And forgive me for yawning, too. Man, it's kind of past 10 here in the Eastern time zone of the United States. Anyway, be sure to catch me for more future your live streams, guys, and have a good night.